Welcome, my most amazing artists. I'm so excited to share with you how to create these beautiful ceramic water lilies. Let's take a look at some of my incredible 6th grade artist pieces, each unique, colorful, and stunning. We'll explore the techniques and materials used to create these beautiful little pieces of art. For school projects, I love using the white Laguna low fire clay, and you can cut it with either an adjustable handle clay slicer, which works well, but it's a lot more time and effort, or my personal favorite, and every art teacher's dream, the clay slab cutter. In order to create your clay lily pad, you will need 2 pieces of clay. I place them on a foam mat to not stick to the tables or our working surface. In order for every student to be successful within their 40-minute art class, I have pre-cut flowers for them to choose from, as well as their lily pad. They'll also need a pencil, a clay needle, a clay roller, and a Dixie cup, and optional fondant stamps. To begin, I like to roll out one of my pieces of clay just a little thinner for my flower, using a twist and turn method to make sure I roll it out evenly. Place your flower stencil on top of your clay towards one side so you can still use some of the extra clay for decorative embellishments if you so choose. Trace and cut with your clay needle tool, carefully going all around the flower, pressing firmly to make sure you cut all the way through the clay. You're going to peel away that excess clay if it doesn't come off easily, you didn't cut it all the way through. Next, we need to wet and smooth the edges of our flower. Once it goes into the kiln, it will become very sharp, so it's important that we really smooth out all of these edges. When you're finished smoothing out the edges, we're going to place our flower on the bottom of our cup, place it right in the center, and we want to press down to create a more 3D flower form. Once you've finished putting it around the cup to create that 3D form, you want to set it aside so some of the moisture evaporates and it begins to stiffen while you work on the rest of your lily pad. Now roll some of the excess clay a little thinner to fit inside our fondant stamps. Now this step is optional. If you only want to create the flower and lily pad, skip these next steps. If you want the embellishments, place the stamp on the clay, apply even pressure all around. If it sticks, wiggle it and pull up. Press the stamp popper to release the clay. And there you have your first little decorative embellishment, again making sure to smooth out your edges with your fingers and a little bit of water. Now you can go back in with the pencil and draw some extra details and continue this process with whatever embellishments or decorative elements you want to include on your lily pad. Next, it's time to cut our lily pad. Just like we did our flower, place your stencil in the center of your clay and cut around using your clay needle, making sure to press firmly to go all the way through the clay, and then peel off the excess, roll it in a ball to discard it and set it aside. Now gently write your name and class code with a pencil, lightly. You are not carving into the clay, which will create weak areas. Then you're going to flip it over and once again wet and smooth out your edges. Now gently draw in some leaf veins into your lily pad, again with your pencil. You are not carving, you are gently drawing. If you carve too deep, You will create a fissure in the clay or weak spots where once that moisture starts to evaporate, your clay can break. Next, we are going to use our score and slip method, which equals clay glue to attach our flower to our lily pad. You're going to begin by scoring your clay or creating scratches and texture in both pieces of the clay. Then you're going to add your slip, which is very watered down clay, or in this instance, just water. And then you are going to stick both pieces together by pressing down firmly and then smoothing them out. So remember, the 4 S's when attaching 2 pieces of clay are score, slip, stick, and smooth. Continue the score and slip method as you attach the rest of your clay pieces to your lily pad. Now, if the pieces are too small to use your fork, feel free to use your pencil to create those score or texture markings to attach each piece. We will now let all the moisture begin to evaporate and our clay to dry out so that we can bisque fire it. When the dried clay is fired to temperatures between 1800 and 2300 degrees Fahrenheit, it changes chemically into ceramics. And now my favorite part, the magic of glaze. In ceramics, this refers to the fascinating and often unpredictable transformations that occur when glazes are fired in a kiln, resulting in unique colors, textures, and surface finishes. Mayco Stroke and Coat are the industry's most versatile glaze, and they are highly pigmented and come in a variety of colors. And Mayco's Jungle Gems are crystal glazes that transform in the kiln when small pieces of glass red burst into color in intricate patterns during the firing process. Artists use these beautiful glazes to add dramatic, colorful effects to their creations. I love using a mixture of both the Mayco Stroke and Coat and the Jungle Gems on my pieces. Here I've listed all the colors I used on my piece. Be sure to use 3 to 4 even coats for the best opacity. And if you've enjoyed this video, please consider liking and subscribing, and let me know in the comments if you'd like to see more ceramic videos. Thanks, and I can't wait to create with you again very soon.